Hi guys, it's Dr.
Hi
Lisa.
there. And Dr. Britt.
Dr. Britt from Errol Chiropractic, and we're just down the road from the office. Thought we'd make the most of this gorgeous weather today.
So lovely today.
So why are we out here? Because we're actually going to do some exercises to
Getting out in nature.
Yeah, just to see what state that spine of yours is in. So we're going to go through, or Dr. Britt's going to go through 5 movements that a healthy spine should be able to do.
Yeah, and it's good for you to test yourself at home.
Yep.
And make sure that you can do them. And you're in your lunch breaks, this is a good way to get yourself moving as well.
We actually tried to get the guys just sitting over there to come and do the exercises with us, but
they're watching.
They're just going to watch. So, so look, stand up, give these a go if you're having your lunch or you're just curious. Who's joined us there, Dr. Britt? Can you see?
I can't see.
No,
we're too far away. Hello.
Anyway, so anytime you know, and get the guys at home to try these as well. So
and it's a
really
good sign that if you can't do these movements, you actually do need to be looking at your spinal health and getting your spine adjusted by a chiropractor, because these are just easy movements that a healthy spine with free mobility and movement and proper alignment should actually be able to do.
Totally. And you know what? What I tell our people in our office, you know, is that you really cannot do anything without moving your spine.
Yeah.
You know, try turning, try picking something up. All your movements come from your...
even when you're walking.
Yeah, you need that spinal mobility. So, shall we go through these? I'm
Let's
sure they're all waiting.
Let's do it.
They're all hanging out for these exercises. So, what's the first one, Dr. Britt?
Number one.
Shall I
you can be my demonstrator.
I'll demonstrate.
All right, so number one, you should be able to bend forward and touch your toes. Okay. Look, this is a hard one for a lot of people, especially if you've got really tight hamstrings. See, Lisa's doing it. There you go. She hit her toes.
I did get my
I think
toes
you just got your bottom in it. That's all right. If your bottom's up, it means you're touching your toe. So most of us should be able to at least get forward and touch our toes. Sometimes we can have those restrictions coming from the backs of our legs, but if you are feeling more of a pull through your lower back when you do go down, that's a sign that your spine isn't moving as well as it should. But it also means as well, if you're finding that your backs of your legs are really tight, it means you need to do a bit more stretching as well.
True.
So that can really limit our movement, but especially if you're finding that restriction as soon as you start moving first starts in your lower back, and that's a sign that you do really need to look at your spinal mobility through your lower back. So number one, bending forward and touching your toes.
And also hips, Dr.
And
Britt.
hips, yes.
Okay, so if you've got some tight hips,
your hip flexors can be tight as well.
That may be an issue. But you should be able to, with your hamstrings being loose enough and your hips being okay, bend down and touch your toes with your legs straight.
With your legs straight, not bending your knees.
No cheating.
Yeah. Bending your knees, that's another sign that you've got some issues with your spinal mobility.
You may not realise you're cheating, but it might be a way that your body compensates naturally.
To actually allow you to do the movement.
We should have that 90 degrees forward flexion. So can you do that? So tick
or cross. Second one is our side to side movement. So we should be able to, on both sides, do a side bend and come down and touch our toes. I mean, sorry, not our toes. That's very flexible. Our knee, sorry.
To do that.
I can't even do that. So you should be able to come down and touch your knee. So you should be able to get your hand just past your kneecap on the side. So a lot of the times, as soon as you get into that movement, you can really feel that pull through the outside of our spine and that tightness, and that'll be that restriction as you try to get down. So that's a really good one to test that side to side movement through our spine as well.
Our lateral flexion. And the thing also to watch, guys, is just take note of where that hand ends up, and that should be even.
Is it hitting your knee, or are you stopping halfway down your thigh? Because that's a really big sign that you're quite tight if you're not even getting anywhere near your knee as well.
So both sides should be the same, and they should be down to your knee. So any issues in that lower back,
even between our shoulder blades as well, you can feel it.
In between that kind of chest area and the lower back, and sometimes restrictions there can cause that stiffness in that side bending. So how are you going with that? Tick?
Second one, tick or cross. All right, so number 3, so you need a wall for this one. So this is probably not outside's probably not the best unless you're next to a building, but I'm going to show you up against a tree. So this one is looking at your shoulder and your mid-back extension. So you want to be able to try and have your back straight up against the wall, and then you want to try and put your shoulders towards the wall. But the big thing is that when you bring your shoulders up against the wall, you want to try and keep your lower back nice and flat against the wall. So a lot of the time is when, if we're really tight, we start to then hollow out to try and pull our shoulders back and hit the wall. So it's almost like in order to actually get that movement, we start to do a bit of a bend and a lean. So we want to try and be nice and straight, putting our shoulders back up against the wall and keeping our lower back nice and flat. And that's actually a really hard one for a lot of people because it looks at a lot of different elements, the lower back, between your shoulder blades, and also that tightness in front of our shoulders and our necks as well.
Yes,
so,
yes. So
that's
it is a really good overall.
That's a really good one to see really overall where your spinal mobility is at the moment. So if you definitely can't do that one, you need to be getting your spine checked.
Absolutely. Yeah. So shoulders are a big one.
Shoulders
and
are a big
another nice one, even just to start stretching that area, is just doing that on the ground.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, so it's just nice to open up. If you're feeling that stretch more here, and that discomfort in the shoulders, then just try that on the ground for the shoulders.
Yeah.
And also a couple of things that will cause problems with that, apart from stiffness in the spine and the upper back and the neck and the lower back, are actually spinal deformities.
Yeah.
So you could have an increase in that structural curve called a kyphosis. So you'll see people that have got
that. So if you're quite rounded, you can't pull your shoulders up. Yeah.
And sometimes we can help with that.
Yeah.
If it's more of a functional issue.
Yeah, we've got a few patients that are working on their kyphosis. Yeah.
So, and then sometimes that kyphosis can come from a Sherman's disease.
In development.
As teenagers are growing,
Yeah.
then we can have some spinal issues called Sherman's where it can actually start to create that deformity. So we can still, even if they've got some deformity in that spine, we can still improve that function and improve that alignment with some corrective exercises and some chiropractic care.
Yeah.
So that was a good one.
That was number 3.
Keeping everything nice and
nice
flat.
and straight. Yeah. Number 4, so these last two are looking at your neck range of motion. So number 4 is just being able to rotate our head to each shoulder. So looking over and trying to look over to the shoulder on the left, and then looking over to the shoulder on the right. And if you've got a really tight neck, as soon as you start to move your neck towards your shoulder, you'll feel that real pull coming through that portion of your neck that is out of alignment. So these is a big one. If you're feeling that pull straight away, your neck needs some love and care. So, and it's really common, especially when our shoulders are really tense. We've got areas of our neck that aren't moving properly. For a lot of people, as soon as we go to move our head, we get that pulling happening as well. So if you can't do that, get your neck checked. Yeah, big cross, and you need to come and see us.
But also check that you're doing it evenly.
Yes.
You know,
What's
so
the
it's great if you can
side to
go
side?
90 degrees on one side, that's what you're aiming for. But if you can only get 40 degrees or 30 degrees on the other side,
then that's a big side. Yeah.
Then, you really do need to get checked. And another time that people really notice this, Dr. Britt, is when they're driving.
Oh, doing head checks.
And they're doing head checks, and they're like the whole body turns.
Oh, that's nothing
they can't
worse than
turn
that.
their head.
And it's actually very dangerous as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You can't see who's sneaking up behind you.
So cross or tick for that one. But if
So
it's a cross, we need to look at your neck. So the other one following on for that is your side to side movement from your neck. So can you bring your ear down to your shoulder? And that's just also looking at what's the difference between that side to side movement. Do you have one side that can go down a bit further, or are they quite even, or are you feeling a real pull and quite a soreness when you do that side to side? Because that's another sign that there's restrictions in your neck mobility, and there's some areas that could be out of their normal alignment as well. Yeah.
And sometimes people say, oh, it's just my muscles are tight.
Yeah.
And sure, what happens is that when your spinal joints are stiff, then the muscles will tighten to try and protect it. But what you can do just to kind of take the muscles out of the equation a little bit is just to use your hand and just to sort of passively flex. And you think, well, okay, you're really trying to get those muscles out of the way a little bit. You're guiding it. And if you're still feeling quite stiff, it might very well be your spinal neck joints.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that we tend to see, Dr. Britt, and we see this all the time in our office, is that when people are coming in with neck issues, what we see a lot of the time is that forward head carriage. So if the ear should be sitting over that shoulder.
So it's looking at your posture as well.
So that forward head carriage. So if you actually try and do, say for example, let's just humour me here, Dr. Britt.
All right.
Do you want to humour me?
Yeah, I can. Every day. Just kidding.
All right. So if you if you turn around face that way and just lift your arms up, like up towards your head. That's it. And then down. Now bring your head forward, like jut out. Now try.
Oh, that hurts.
Try that. It's actually really hard.
That's actually really hard on your shoulders. It actually stops your shoulders moving properly.
Yeah. And
that's when you get shoulder injuries.
So shoulder, and then that goes up into the neck. So that forward head carriage is a really big issue there. So it's going to restrict.
Yeah, on my way here I was stopped at the lights and people were at a tram and they had their phones and all their heads were down like that. So it's just a constant position that we're all in. So make sure your head's out at that forward flexion. Yeah.
So it's easy to say, but you've actually got to do it all the time. So it's just kind of nice now. Just, you know, look up, see what people are doing around you, and just take note, because you can really learn by that.
You can, definitely.
And do all those checks, everyone, because it is really, really important to have a healthy spine. Why is it important, Dr. Britt?
Just the longevity of your life, every activity, every daily thing that you do, and you're aging. You want to age healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So really important to have all those joints moving well, to have that spine align well, because your spine will last you longer. It supports and protects your nerves. So the healthier your spine, the healthier your nervous system, and the nervous system runs your body.
It does everything.
It runs everything.
Messages
it runs
to your brain, to your organs, everything, so, muscles.
Get moving, everyone.
Get moving. So take the checklist, do them at home, take it home tonight and do it with the kids and your family members. And if you are getting more crosses and ticks, then give us a call. Come and see us.
All right, guys. Take care.
Have a good
next
afternoon.
Time. Bye then.
See you.